Hello and welcome to our third session around virtual assistants and all things VA businesses. I'm Rosie Shiloh and I'm so pleased to have you here. Now, today I've promised you that I would have a chat about some of the blocks, the mental blocks people have around growing their business or starting their business. So I've got 4 blocks that I want to have a chat to you about today. Now, the first one is all around self confidence. What if I'm not good enough? Now, we see each other's show reels all the time. We're seeing in social media how fantastic everyone's going, all the things that they know. And we see in the Facebook groups, for example, how much skill there is out there and how many programs there are. And all of those things can really make you feel inadequate if you compete in your mind against all of those people. Now, you need to remember that there's a lot of people out there, for starters. So, when you're hearing all of these different tips, different programs, different skills, it's a collection of a lot of people. It's not one person who knows all of them, and not one of those people knows all of the things. Now, also, when you're looking at how successful people are, they're showing you the show reel. They're not showing you the days that they're not motivated. They're not showing you their stuff ups. They're not showing you what they look like without makeup on. They're showing you the best of the best, and you cannot worry about other people's show reels. I know you're going to put your best foot forward and show people the best that you can, but you know the reality is that not every day is awesome. And sometimes when we're making lots and lots of money, we also have lots and lots of bills. So when people talk about this huge turnover they're making, I want to hear really what's the profit margin. But even then, if I know that and it's something huge, then that's their thing, that's their journey, and that's their experience. And they will have faced lots and lots of hurdles to get there. That's their journey, not mine. So don't worry about what you see online of everybody else. Don't compete against everybody else. You just need to stick to your own lane. It's one of the best pieces of advice I can give you. Stick to your own lane, master what you can about what you want to offer, and get really, really clear and know as much as you can about your ideal client. And you can do this. Okay. So that's number one. Now, number two is on the flip side, what if I succeed? Now, I used to be really scared of succeeding. I used to just be like, well, I don't want to put all this stuff out there because success is exhausting. It looks exhausting. I don't want to be traveling all the time. I don't want to have a big team. And yeah, I'd like to make the money, but I also want to sleep in. I don't want to work on the weekends. I want to be able to go to the hairdressers when I feel like it. I want to be able to garden when I feel like it. I want, and my wants didn't line up with jet-setting success. And so it wasn't until I realized that what I was afraid of was other people's success. I wasn't afraid of them succeeding. I was afraid of becoming what their success was. I didn't want that. I didn't want their life. I didn't want their definition of success. So I had to sit down and think about what the ideal day or the ideal week looked like for me. What made me happy? And that made me excited and made me feel more warm and tingly about the potential of success. So my success is my own thing. It is my own definition, and I will, put in the hard yards, as much hard yards as I want to get to my definition of success. And the irony being that my definition of success is that I don't work myself into the ground. So I'm not going to work myself into the ground to get to my definition of success. So get some clarity on where you want to go in your business and what you want to achieve, and stop trying to worry about succeeding under the terms of somebody else. Okay. Now, number three is similar to number one around comparing yourself to other people. There is a little sort of niggling voice. My business coach, Diana Petty, calls it the itty bitty shitty committee. And it can often tell you that you're not as good as everybody else, that you don't know enough, that you're not good enough, that you're a fraud, that you're an imposter. It's basically imposter syndrome, where you're worrying that you're just faking it. Now, pretty much everyone feels like this. I think that there's a fine line between letting that shitty committee hold you back and also letting it inspire you to keep learning and to making sure that you're providing your services at the best level that you can. So in some ways you can listen to that voice, and in other ways you need to say to that, hey, is that helpful for me? Is what you're saying to me in my own head helpful, or is it a hindrance? And start to actually identify which stuff helps spur you on and which stuff is unhelpful and holds you back. And at the end of the day, if you are doing the work and you are providing the solution, then you are good enough. And everyone will do it differently, different styles, different levels. And you often can't even compare one provider to another because there's so many factors in there that you can't compare. But again, stick to your own lane, try to do the best you can, and just own it. And be kind to yourself. Don't listen to the mean things, okay? Number 4, this is a biggie. How can I compete with offshore VAs? Now, offshore VAs are probably amazingly beautiful, wonderful human beings, and I have absolutely nothing against them. But I do know that as far as the competing against the price of them, it is a concern for a lot of businesses. Now, the reason why you shouldn't worry about this is because your ideal client doesn't want somebody offshore to provide the solution that you're providing. Some people might want offshore, and they might want offshore for other things, not like what you're offering. So you might end up working with someone who has some things that are getting done offshore and some that are onshore because they have a different idea of how they want to get towards their definition of success. Your ideal client that you've identified wants to work with you. And so if someone crops up and they say, I want to work with someone offshore, that's great because they're not your ideal client. So you can direct them to someone offshore. In the same way, they might say, I want someone who works nights, or I want someone who works weekends. And for me, I would say, that's lovely. Here, find someone else. You're not my ideal client. You don't need to be working with every single person you meet. You only need a handful of clients to succeed. And it depends on what you're offering. If you've got like a really high turnover of work where it's singular jobs, or whether you're working with someone ongoing in regular capacity, the amount of clients you need is different. But nobody needs to work with everyone. And not everyone wants to work with you. Not everyone's going to like you. You're not going to like everyone. Not everyone's going to like your pricing. That's fine. That's why it's so important to have a really good idea on those things that I keep harping on about, which is knowing what problem you solve, who has that problem, and who values your solution as much as possible, right? So those people are not going to be looking at you and saying, well, I'm going to go offshore. Those people are going to look at you and say, I'm going to go with you. It doesn't matter if people go offshore or not. Some people will go to the person to the left of you, some to the right of you. Not everyone's going to go with you, and that's not a problem. You don't need to compete with them. Okay, you need to just know what you're doing and who you're doing it for. And there is a time and place for everybody to be providing solutions. There is value in every option, no matter where that solution lives, what economy they're in. It doesn't really matter. Everybody has a place, and everybody deserves work. And the best thing they can do is just really be really clear on where they fit in, what solution they provide, and to who. And so just stick to that, stick to your own lane. Don't listen to the itty bitty shitty committee when it's getting drunk and being mean. And don't compare yourself to other people's show reels. You've got this, okay? You can do this. Now, at the end of the day, I can't tell you that you're going to succeed. Only you can decide what you're going to do with your business. And of course, I don't know what succeed looks like to you. So you need to get clear on that and then work out a strategy to get you from here to there. But really important, enjoy the journey. It's hopefully going to be a long one and an enjoyable one where you get to find the balance that you're looking for, or the income that you're looking for, or the notoriety you're looking for. Everyone's got a different reason. So enjoy it and share it. and join us. Have fun. So that's it for my series of introduction content to help you work out whether the virtual assistant industry is your baby. If it's your thing, you might already be doing it and you might be thinking, okay, this is where I want to go with it now. Or you might be completely new and you might be saying, okay, yeah, I'm going to jump on board. Now, if you want to have more support, I have got a lot of resources on the Virtually Yours website for you to tap into. There's books. So if you're a reader, there's also an audio book on Audible called Vavavoom. So make sure you check that out. And my favorite thing is the Virtually Yours community. So please make sure that you join us. And if you want to learn more and get really clear on what it is that what problem is you're solving, who you're solving it for, and how to get that out there, then please have a look at the Stellar Virtual Assistant Business Course. I'll pop some links in the emails that I'll send you, and hopefully we can help you work out your definition of success and get you there, or enjoy the journey of getting you there. Thanks so much for listening. If you have any questions, please email me, rosie@virtuallyyours.com.au, or you can message me through social media channels. I'd love to chat. Take care. Bye.